Okay, cure for cancer. The cure is already in there. You don't have to go to a doctor for radiation. Okay? When you are sick with cancer, it's like a boil at the, you ever get boils inside your body and they numb up? Let me give you something. You can get a knot in your body. It's up to you. They're not, what do you call them? I got a knot right here. I got little knots. Okay, you get little knots everywhere. Garlic is a bloodstream cleaner. When your bloodstreams are thick, when your bloodstreams are thick, they have to become what? Skinny. You can't breathe with thick blood cells. Basically, you get blood clogs and things clog up. You get bacteria, you get infection, you get disease, and everything else. When you take the transaction of basically taking a garlic a day, in the morning time, garlic clove in the morning time, garlic at nighttime. Milk is not really good for your body because milk is a meaning cluster of foam. It's like a foam. So when foam goes in your body, it can make if it's not processed through milk, it can make bacteria, it can make disease, it can make everything. So when your bloodstreams are thick, you have to make sure they become what? Skinny. You must drink a lot of water, half a cup of water and a garlic a day. Drink it in the middle of the nighttime and drink it midday, 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock in the morning time. Don't do it at nighttime because basically you don't want to sit on that stuff. Because you want it to circulate through when you're walking and you're active. You need your bloodstreams to circulate through so they can work through. When you're resting, your bloodstreams are working, but they're not pumping as fast enough when you're basically active. Okay? You're resting, so your body slows down. Nothing's really like moving at the timing. So your bloodstreams are going much more slower. Your body is in motion. You're in a relaxation. Nothing's really working fast. Okay? Your heart rate goes down. You know, when you take a blood pressure, your heart rate goes up and it goes right back down. So basically that's fake anyways, because they do it on the right side to channel where your heart is, it sits at, okay? Give you a demonstration. Your heart sits right here on the side. So what they do is take the blood pressure from the right side, whether they do it from the left or right, they take it, whoop, and they pump the bloodstream because they know where it's sitting at. Boom, 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 getting it tight so your heart rate can act up, and then it goes boom, 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 down, okay? It slows down or it activates up, you know? So basically that's a lie. But they're not telling you in the great books, right? Me. So it's in you too. You're the great physician in yourself, people. You need to know that. Great physicians in yourself. When you back to cancer, basically you need your bloodstreams to be thinner. So your blood is the most important thing in your body. When you can use your blood, it can kill any cyst in your body. It dries it up. So your blood is so powerful that it can kill that bacteria, that thing that's sitting right there, the cyst. Okay, no cyst likes blood. Okay, I don't like that. So your blood will go up and then wrap around it and then drain, like clog it, dry it up inside, and then become one big knot in it, okay? So what you got to start doing for asthma, if you have asthma problems, I learned this one thing. Now, smoking increases the cancer, okay? Anybody that has problems with smoking, you need to take garlic and get away from people that smoke. Go on the fast binge, fast for a day. You know, you only go to smoking because you're so inhabited to smoking, but if you get away from people from smoking, you can learn how to manifest. I've seen people because they're in a worse state and they're in a situation of life. And some people don't need to be in that. For instance, it could be a poor person in a neighborhood and all they know is basically to be poor and they're in this habitation, so they know drugs, they know alcohol, and they know smoking. So where you're at in life settings, if you can't get help, I've seen where people ask for help, Social Security, get inside Section 8, they close off the thing, close off the lifting, like they're really helping somebody. But I've seen more people on the street corners than I've seen people helping. I've seen more people in LA. I've seen people in San Francisco. It's like they inhabit people for a system to have people on the ground floor for what it is. And the government knows this because they have to have people in the government on the floor ground so they can circulate and get money. That's a slave mentality system. So when the doctors can take them in the mental facility, say, this is what's wrong with you, we'll get you Social Security, all this stuff, you're going to the hospital. It's a slavery. It's a slavery going on. So basically we're being enslaved by the government, by the doctors, and all this stuff. We're on the ground floor. Now I saw this one thing that happens in transactions. It's like a chain, like Dookie, going all down the drain pipe. So when we look at the animal species and all this, we're in a system like this. We become a new increscent people. We work, and then when we get laid off, we don't have a job. We feel like we're dumps. We want to drink alcohol. We want to go to smoke, and we think everything's falling apart. And then we go down the drainage. If we might not make it out of our marriage, we might go sign for it. We go to health problems. We're fighting with our wives, separating, abusing our children, and everything else. Things falling apart. You wind up in the street corner, going to jail. First you go to jail, you go to the street corner, and then you're homeless for the rest of your life, and then you die, and you forget about your family, and things happen, okay? Yeah. That's how the robbery, steal, kill system is from China, from billions of years ago. Another thing, that's why they played a part to make this happen, for this system to happen the way it did. So, when you think about this one thing, another thing that rotates itself, the system. When you're in the military, when you're a police officer, when you're in the fire department, you never get arrested. Boom, 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 down the chain. And then when you get shot, you're on your leeway bed. You basically can't get not too much. You're depending on what you do everything, and everything happens, and blah, 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 blah. Things happen. You got to get fixed. You got to go to the doctor. You got to get back in health. You got to get strength. You got to go like this. Okay, and then sometimes don't work out, or it does work out. You go back to work and things like that. You're straining because you're having traumatic impulses for what just happened. So you're basically having an obligation of fear. So you're thinking, okay, somebody go shoot me. I'm going to shoot them back real fast. That's the first transaction of fear that comes to the mind. Robbie, steal, kill. That's the devil's MO. Then we think about the next transaction when you go down the line in the system. You feel empowerment to have that gun, to have that bullet, to have all this authority, to have an ambition, to have everything you want. So basically you're in the chain line of what the devil wants you to think by holding a gun and a knife will sustain you. The father of lies, Jesus. Then he takes the MO. He psychologically take your mind down to think you're a man with a gun. You're a man with a knife. Ain't no lion in the jungle having a gun and a knife. Trust me on that one. No bird, no hawk having a gun and a knife. They can come pluck out your eyeballs. So get this real. So when we think about this, how men have been trained for empowerment, basically to go dead, to be slaughterhouse, and then they die faster than women. Why? Because this is the chain reaction, and women, well, your husband could have been living longer. This is why God said he wished he never made man, because why? God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son to save those that are sinners, because women have chained men to think that they're supposed to be serviced like dogs. I know in the lion's kingdom, I look at this one factor, that the lion sits right here, and then the service of a woman, Nala, goes out and hunts. Hello. And then we look at the hawk's view, the hawk's up here, and then the hawk females out there hunting for the food. Hello. Next thing you know, why you see Jesus was fisherman for men. Hello. Another thing in transaction, we see every species doing the same thing. Not out of order. Not out of order. Must think that God had made us and Jesus Christ evolved through us. So that must show you what is truth and belief. And there is a God in Jesus Christ. God, Jesus Christ. Not the devil's MO, not the killer's MO, and anti ain't cool. So we give the transaction, we're going back to cancer. Cancer is another transaction. I give you in clarity that cancer is this evolving lunatic cycle for radiation, to put on radiation, to lie to people, to kill off people. The doctors MO because fail, serving, fail through a system. People mourn, cry, suffer, and then they go into psychological trauma. I lost somebody, something happened. All these things, right? Let me tell you something. Nobody has cancer. Cancer sounds like a snake. And another thing, it's a cyst in your body. When I told the doctor this, she looked at me and then betrayed me, put me in jail. And John George. Hallelujah. Glory to God in me that I can suffer that for the sake of the people. One thing I know in transactions, she looked at me, how do you have that much knowledge? Well, Ezekiel scrolls, I am the scroll, I am the living life, I am the breath of life, I am the living tree, I am the planted by the rivers of water, and you can't touch me because I'm the living truth of God's day in sunlight reflection. Another thing, you can be that if you stop serving Baal behind a doctor's MO that made with doctor, that made by China, that try to screw you over for your mindset. I've seen it mentally when I was at the psychiatric hospital, that one of the doctors is autistic to the point where he has so much intelligence that he's gone. He's in lockdown in his body. He said, don't quit my day job. And I really do like this doctor. Always wears a little cap, pale skinny. You want to say light skinned peach or anything else? I don't want to say white, but I'm saying this cap. This doctor basically was snapping at another client inside the mental facility of John George, but I really do like this doctor. Not to say doctor, I'm saying this person, okay? Because I don't like doctors. I'm my own physician. So when I'm saying this one thing, when this happened, I'm real. So one thing, you're not supposed to be a doctor. You're not supposed to be serving underneath somebody of laws that are made by man's hands. I'm not made by man's hands. I'm made by the power and might of God in me. And that's it, light, living way of truth. So what it is of truth. Another thing, when he got semantic, he said, I won't quit. That's why I don't quit my day job. Because he's so mounted in, and this is how Hitler was. He was so autistic to the point where he was an angel. Autistic people are angels. They get caught in their mind, and they take them on the high vein imagination to the point they don't even know that they got their heads cut off, and they listen to Satan, and they think, oh, okay, I'm going to rule the world with power, and let's go to war. And let's kill somebody. But he get killed. Come on, people. We don't want people to die. We don't want people to be destroyed. And we don't want death on the land.